Hello, hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Hopefully. Let me know inside the chat. Let me drinking my water. Delicious. Hopefully you guys are also drinking water. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. I'm going to be going over these announcements real quick. Talking about a few things. And then after that, we're going to get the show on the road. Hello, indefinite. He says all good. So hopefully that means that you can hear me. Hello, dude. What's going on? What's going on? Hope everything's working out with your story idea. Everybody out there that's watching this, thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. Please put a like on that video. I'm not sure exactly where it is. I think it's like right here. Yeah, it's right here. Put a like on that video, guys. Yeah. Yo, Red F Manga. How's it going? How's it going? All right, so I'm going to hop in on this. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If you can't, let me know inside the chat before I get too far into this monologue. All of these announcements. I'm going to be doing this until 6 o'clock from 4 to 6 every Friday. This is my Read Your Comic live show. And the way this works is you guys send me a comic in my DMs, either my Instagram or my Instagram or my Twitter. You follow me so that way you guys can do that. And, then I put you on a list. Usually it's an entire line of, people. The Friday that you are up, I will be, reading your comic. You guys will then hopefully tell your friends, let them come and watch this show and interact with everybody. So that way, we can have, a community build around everybody showing their comics. I'll be reading them. But I also, will be giving advice, on your comic publicly. I'll be talking about it and saying, hey, this is something that you can improve on. This is something that, will look better or, whatever. And then I'm going to take those videos. I'm going to, chop them up. I'm going to make them shorter videos on my YouTube channel. And then they're going to be, just videos that people can watch. So, if you don't want that experience, where it's public, you can get a consultation with me. Currently, I have consultations. There are 2 tiers. One's 30 minutes long and the other one's 1 hour long. I have only 5 left of the 1 hour long. That's $75. And, the $50 ones, there's a few more of those. So, if you guys want me to give you any advice privately, you can do that. Or you can just, let me do this like on YouTube, whatever works best for you guys. But yeah, let me know what you guys want in the future as well for these shows. If you guys have any other ideas that you guys would like me to, try to, talk about throughout this entire thing. I kind of want to do another live, I want to maybe make another day where I do, read comics live. And, I'll make that maybe like just the Saturday AM day. And I'll, read comics from Pilot Manga or, old issues. I'll make fun of, stuff that I've done in the past or, just talk about certain things that I liked or didn't like from, other comics. I might do that. We'll see what happens. Let me know inside the, the chat if you guys want to see that. That might happen in the future. Again, right now, I'm still kind of, bogged down with everything that I'm doing. Luckily, I'm almost done. And what do I mean by I'm almost done? I'm talking about Volume 4. That's right, Volume 3 just came out. This is my series Hammer. I'm super excited. If you guys haven't checked this out already, it's in stores, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, certain Walmarts around the country. It's also in Indiegogo, Dymock. I'm not sure if I'm saying those stores correctly, but I do know it's in 31 countries around the world, and of which I believe it's going to be translated in Turkish, come next year. So, that's pretty awesome. But yes, Volume 3 just hits, and I'm currently working on Volume 4. I'm almost done with it. I actually, this morning, just finished up a lot of it, and I'm super excited for you guys to all see it. It is, I believe it was characterized, wow, I didn't even say that correctly. It was characterized inside of a tweet by Saturday AM as one of the most brutal fights in Saturday AM history. But yes, it is, it's pretty awesome. I do think that everybody that likes, action-packed stories you guys are gonna love. This is also a turning point inside of, the entire series of Hammer. We're almost approaching like the halfway mark for this, particular part of the story. So, I hope that you guys are, ready for it. Hopefully you guys are, going to enjoy it when it comes out. Please pre-order it if you haven't already. And if you haven't checked out volume 1, 2, or 3 of Hammer, you can do so. It's already in stores. Please show your supports. By showing your support, it not only helps me, not only continue doing everything I'm currently doing and also, living out my dream, but also, it helps out everybody at Saturday AM, as well as also everybody that wants to be in Saturday AM in the future. If we succeed, then we can create a pathway for people to actually have their comics inside of stores like Walmart, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, and so on and so forth. That's the reason why we're here. We've been doing this for a very long time, and, we're just super excited. We actually, luckily, have, 11 books out. I have this out here. The first 3 books of Hammer are obviously already out. Yeah. We also have a How to Draw a Diverse manga book. That's in a bunch of stores. We also have Saigami, Titan King, Oblivion Rouge, Massively Multiplayer World of Ghosts, Yellow Stringer, Apple Black Volume 1, 2, and 3 comes out in May. We have Clock Striker that just came out last month in February. We have Saturday AM Annual, which came out last year, but is going to come out again in, later on this year, which is going to have the people from Summer of Manga, which I'll get to in a few seconds. But we also have Gunhild, which comes out next month. Gunhild is... it's a pretty awesome series. I, binge read it, a few days ago, and, it's in full color. Very, very cool, very action-packed. Fred Torninger actually won an award, where she's from. If I'm not mistaken, she's, from, Denmark. And, she won an award. It's like the, upcoming new Comers Award for, comic book artists, sequential artists, and, stuff like that. And she is amazing. I highly recommend Gunhild. If you guys have not checked that out, definitely do so. It's actually inside of Saturday Brunch. Saturday Brunch, Saturday PM, and Saturday AM. These are 3 magazines that you can read inside of our app. All these links should be inside the description below. If they're not, then I'll probably add them later. But yeah, Gunhild, that comes out next month. And the month after that, inside of May, is when Apple Black Volume 3 comes out, which I mentioned earlier. After that, we're going to have Henshin, which comes out in June. We're going to have Soul Beat. What else? Underground. Volume 4 of Hammer, as well as also Apple Black Volume 4. I'm super excited for that Apple Black. I'm also extremely excited for mine as well, obviously. But, the Apple Black... this is going to be like a climax, as far as I'm, understanding correctly, and, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really cool. And it's also, we have Saturday AM Annual, which is 2024, and all of those people are actually the people that are from the, competition that we had, a few years ago. And, they did tremendously well, and luckily... we have them on our team right now, and they're working on, that book, and I'm super excited for that. And we're also going to have the opportunity for everybody that's going to be inside of Summer of Manga of this year, which, by the way, opens up April 7th, for everybody out there that wants to know. April 7th, we will be... If I'm not mistaken, we're going to have that announcement where we're going to be either taking pitches, which is basically a survey where you fill out everything and, you answer the questions. And, after all of that, we vet through all of that and, we talk amongst ourselves and, we reach out to the people that we want to, talk to. And those are the people that are going to be in Summer of Manga. And if that entire experience with you, throughout that entire experience of working on this comic, being... having editors work with you and, everything just works out. And you're also very professional. We like, your art style, you're, very, popular amongst, everybody that likes you. If everything like lines up, then you'll be inside of Saturday AM Annual. Let me also, just say this. Frederick L. Jones actually talks about this. He's the CEO of Saturday AM. He talks about this actually inside of his lives. He talks about this in the last live that he did on Instagram, so you guys can go check that out. And inside of that last live, he mentioned something that happened back in 2020, and I remember when that happens. And for everybody that thinks that I'm just really friendly, I also have a very good memory. So just heads up, I'm not just out here just doing whatever. I do remember everything that happens, and we will do what we need to do. But I'm also just trying to have everybody enjoy their time. So I don't talk about all that stuff. But if you guys want to know a little bit more about it, I highly recommend going to check out a lot of the lives that are inside of Instagram. You can scroll and see everything that happened back from 2020, even further back from that. If you go on the Saturday AM YouTube channel, you can actually check out our, even further past, videos and everything else where, Fred has talked about everything that we're currently doing right now way back when. So for everybody out there that wants to check that out, definitely go do so. I think that would maybe shine a light on, a few things that, we've done. Another thing, we actually have a virtual event that is going to be on Sunday. That is going to be between 2 and 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken. It's a virtual event that's going to be in the Wake County libraries from, North Carolina. They're actually the people that we had an event with last month, with Frederick, Raymond, White, myself. It was really fun. It was awesome. I, had a blast, not only hanging out with everybody, but also, meeting a lot of the fans. And, it was just great. So, now we're going to have a virtual event where it's going to be me, White, Frederick, who else? Fred Torninger, and also Mitch Proctor. Mitch Proctor is the Henshin. Fred Torninger is Gunhill. So if you guys want to, check that out, please register today. We actually have, I'm going to put those links inside of the description probably after this live. I don't think I did it initially, so I'll go back and see if I can add it. But if you guys want to, do that right now, you can go to the Saturday AM website. It's saturday-am.com. Go to latest news. It's in the corner. And I think it's like the second thing from the left, if I'm not mistaken. So, definitely go check that out so that way you guys can join us on that virtual event and, see everything that we have, to tell you guys about. What else? Tomorrow we're going to have a special March Art Madness, event. Unfortunately, we didn't do it this year because of a lot of things that are happening. But, we've just been really, really busy. But, Fred talked about this in his last live as well. If I'm understanding this correctly, what it is we're going to have our series and other series that are very popular, and we're going to have you guys vote on which of those series you want our series to fight in a sketch that we, the creators of our series, are going to draw. Hopefully that made sense. But basically that's, what we're going to do. I'm actually looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really fun. So keep an eye out for that. That should be coming out, I believe, tomorrow, the 25th of March. I'm almost done, guys. Sorry, there's a lot of announcements today. Actually, no, I think that's it. Yes, I think that's it, guys. Please, drop a like if you guys haven't already. I, would really appreciate that. We're gonna get into this today. Let me go back. All right, haha. I'm starting to get used to this. Not really, kind of, sort of. I'm going to read some of these comments real quick, and then we're going to go into reading these comics. So let me read them real quick. What's up from the land of Surreal? What's going on, Surreal? Yo, made it to the stream. Legendary Mojo. Thank you, man. Red F Manga. Fire, fire, fire. At the rate you're going, you'll have Hammer complete in no time. Hammer, I believe, if everything works out the way I want it to, and everybody who's watching this, as well as also future people, as well as also people that you're telling to go support it, actually support it, if that happens, and Hammer becomes the way I want it to, I will complete Hammer probably around 2028. Maybe 2027. We'll see. We'll see if that works out. I have no idea. It has nothing to do with me. Fred talked about this in his last stream as well. He was saying the game is sales. And the reason why he said that is because we need everybody to support our comics. I'm trying everything right now to, try to, tell everybody to, buy our comics. And, hopefully you guys are doing it. Hopefully you guys are telling other people, taking pictures, sharing it around social media, letting them know, hey, Saturday AM's out there and they're killing it. So hopefully you guys are doing that. But, even if you're not, I'm trying to do everything I can to, spread the word. This is actually one reason why I want to do these shows. One reason why I want to do a lot of the other, skits and stuff that I have in my head, which I can't wait. I'm about to start working on those soon. But, sales. Hopefully everybody actually supports, all of our books, not just Hammer, not just Apple Black, not just Clock Shocker, not just, Massively Multiplayer World of Ghost or Saigami, but everything. Titan King, Oblivion Rouge, Gunhild, Henshin, Underground, Soul Beat, everything. Everything that's Saturday AM related, hopefully is being supported by not only our fans, but also everybody that they tell as well. That's the goal, that's what we need, that's what we want. So, yeah. But if everything works out, yeah, probably 2028 I'll be done with Hammer, and I would love for it to actually work out that way, because I think that would be really cool. But, we'll see what happens. W Saturday AM, I gotta get in with y'all. Well, hey, man, I don't know what to tell you. Just keep on, trying to be as awesome as you can. Keep on, trying to get better. And, at some point, just like how people get into Marvel and DC, you'll get a chance to, try to get with us. You just gotta align yourself with, getting, that opportunity. And work as hard as you can. Can't wait for Summer of Manga. Yes, Summer of Manga. It's coming very soon. For everybody out there that doesn't know about Summer of Manga that I just mentioned, it's an event where, you pitch us a comic and, the people that win, the people that we actually, pick throughout everybody that sends us that pitch, we put them inside of our magazine, and, we have a short story of theirs inside of the magazine. We give them a shout out. We have people vote on that magazine, and again, like I said, we have that contract of being inside of Saturday AM Annual right after if you are doing a very good job and you're inside of that program. For everybody out there that has not actually learned how to create a comic yet, that wants to create a comic, or, wants to, get a few tips and tricks, then, I highly recommend buying the 4-step guide, because, that will give you some tips and tricks. So go do that. My local Walmart either removed the Saturday AM books or sold out, but I haven't seen them there in a few days. Well, hopefully they sold out. Ask them about it. I think that would be a good idea. Can you reload the page? I forgot to add the first page on this site. Rubric Diamond. I will reload the first page, but first, I'm actually going to talk about your Instagram. This right here is Cole Chamber. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about his comic, Saviors of the Pumpkin Town. We're also going to be talking about Nolan Rivers' comic, Guerdon Virus, which I don't know why it's, reloading right now. We're also going to be talking about Andre's comic, Mizuchi. We're going to be reading one chapter from all of them. I'm sorry that it took the last 22 minutes for me to do this announcement. But, we're going to get into this, and, I hope that you guys like this. First and foremost, before I get into this, thank you very much. Everybody that's watching this, please put a like, so that way, this algorithm can, work out in my favor, and, this can, go out to people that, like seeing people read comics online, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry, I had one more announcement. I just want to say that on the 30th, I'm going to be having a collaboration with another YouTuber. His name is Riser, the webcomic Relief. You can check him out on, YouTube. I should probably put him also inside of the description below. But on the 30th, between, I think, 12 and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So keep an eye out for that. Now we're going to get into the comic. This is Cole Chamber. You guys can check him out in the description down below. We're going to be reading his comic, Saviors of the Pumpkin Town. First off, just going on his Instagram, I can tell that he likes Game of Thrones. Looking at his art style, I can see that, there's definitely some work that he needs, or that she needs. I'm not sure exactly who, what your gender is. But I mean, I do know that your art style, although currently in the beginning stages, or at least that's what it seems like, I do think you have a lot of style and a lot of how can I say this? Potential. But you can't give up. I'm not sure if you're about to, or whatever, after I say everything I'm about to say when I look at this comic. But don't give up. We're gonna get into this. Let's do it. Saviors of the Pumpkin Town. Stars, Skulls, V, which I assume is the 5 Roman numeral. Alright. Can you guys see this? Let me see if I can zoom in real quick to this. Can I zoom in? No. Sorry. This is on Tapas. I'm not sure if you guys know anything about Tapas, but they actually have. I think they just got sold. Look that up. Pretty cool. Maybe not for people that are on Tapas, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, out of my way. I tried to stop him. The Skulls. They took our women and children as hostages. And there's a hand. Whew, excuse me, guys. They took your women and children? Women? Jack? What? Okay, alright, I think this is kind of funny, him just running up like, women? But, whatever, we'll see what happens. Sorry, he has a bit of one-track mind. Oh, okay, well, there you go. Don't run off on me, Jack. My name is Cherry. So what's up, sir? Why are you taking a dirt nap? A lot of pumpkins. It's our specialty, and why the Skulls came. They hold us at ransom for our crops. They bleed us farmers. Avrades green. Okay, alright, so I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna, just finish reading it, and then I'm gonna continue saying what I need to say, because I feel like that's probably the best way to critique these. I did that in the last episode. Hold on, let me turn off this. I have a few alarms to go off to, keep me, on track for the day. But because I don't want to go over the time limit like I did, in my previous episodes. But I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna read everything, and then I'm gonna I'll say what I need to say after that. So far, I think that like I said, your style, it shows that you have potential. I do think that it's very, very rough. So rough that, there are certain things that, you miss, and you don't necessarily see, the clearness of it. Like, for instance, this particular panel right here, it's very difficult to see that, what they're walking on. I understand that this is a ground, but, it just looks like a bunch of scribbles. There's, trees in the background, but, there could be a lot more detail on this. The perspective could be a lot better, to show that they're actually coming from somewhere as opposed to just from, the side of the screen, or the side of the page. I think that there's a lot of things that could be worked. Same thing right here. I mean, obviously she's super close to her face, but, you could do something to make it look like she's not literally on her face. That's not how people interact. And even if this is supposed to be an anime, I mean, or a manga, or supposed to be representative of that in some way, shape, or form, I mean, that's still not something that looks good. I mean, it doesn't look like the professional thing that I assume you're trying to go for. So I would just say, just right off the bat, your style is very, very sketchy and very rough. Again, I think that, for instance, in this particular page, it shows a lot of potential, and I feel like once you get used to everything and you know exactly how you want to draw your spot blacks and your tones and, your cross hatchings and all that, once you figure out a uniform way for you to actually do that, I think you'll probably get a lot better. But I'm going to talk about everything else after I'm done reading it, so let me get into this real quick. My people! Yet again, we fall under the reign of these monsters, these Skulls. They took our women and children. Rah! They try and domesticate us. Rah! They take our pumpkins. Rah! Well, wait, guys. Maybe if we just give them what they want, they'll return our hostages. Mel Dama. The unpreferred The unfurred men live under the rule of a lord or a king. They pay a tax, but crops or currency for protection and to live on their land. Okay, they pay a tax, buy crops or currency for protection and to live on their land. Meldama, blasphemy. We are free people, not slaves. Stop bleeding. Go back to licking boots. Blah. I don't lick, I chew. Fur skin? Bah. Bah? What's I'm gonna go back to these pages in a few, so just enjoy this random reaction. Alright. Do you mind if we pet you? No? Wow, it's like a dog's fur. Firm yet soft. Stop petting me! People, look, who returned the skulls? Rip them apart like pumpkins, my people. Wait, pumpkin shaman! Dave! These two are warriors who've come to save us from the skulls. Really? And to rescue our women and children. My people, we are saved. The gods have told me just now. These fleshy creatures are here to save us. My people, bow. Oh wow, everything is upside down. We will solve your women problem. Why is everything upside down? I'm so confused. Is he dead? No. He gets exhausted talking in front of people. He must have overloaded. And you two are gonna take on the skulls? Sip. I can take on a dozen skulls at once, goat boy. Don't underestimate a woman's blade. I'll protect Jack with my life. I'll protect Jack with my wife. Would have been hilarious. But I'm sorry for the mistake. I'll protect Jack with my life. Spunk isn't gonna save you, lady. Alright, to be honest with you, I had no idea this was a lady. Now looking at it, I can tell that, the cross-hatching, there's some boobs right there. So, I just wanted to point that out. But I had no idea. I thought this was just, a very pretty man. So, I guess I should have known right here. A pretty man, I guess, wouldn't wear a dress. And also, this is that person right here. So, I probably should have known. But, to be honest with you, this looks a little different than this and then this. It just threw me off. So, yeah, I'm not sure if that was just me. But, I'm sorry. All right. Let's do this. The skulls are mean, beefy, unfurred men. When they first came, they tried taking our harvest. We refused, and now they hold our women and children at ransom. They demand a steady supply of pumpkins, and solely, they'll return our women and children to us. It will take 100 years to meet their quota. I think we should just listen to their demands, peaceful solutions. He sure does talk a lot. A small group came today. They come daily. I recognize the one who took my daughter. Dave? Poor Dave. If you give them what they want, they would want more. I came here to get away from humankind, and yet it keeps feeding me. The next morning. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is very difficult to kind of read right now. So we're gonna keep on going. All right. I'm impressed. That's a big pumpkin. I better not see no claw marks, nor gnaw marks. Oof. Okay, so there's two people getting on top of this pumpkin transporter. Okay. And then there's some pumpkins. Okay. Alright. Good to go. We'll whack them horses in gear. So, miss, can you move your foot off me? Why did you bring me along? These pumpkin seeds are delicious. They are our specialty. I'm just... Okay, alright. I'm just gonna be real. This is a very rude thing to do. I do not think that you should do this to anybody. Especially if you're a lady. Putting your your shoes, which I assume have dirt on them, on somebody's face. That's not a good idea. It's mean. All right. Even if you are infatuated with these pumpkin seeds that you're eating, there's obviously some more space, and even if there wasn't, I'm just saying, that's not okay. That's not good. So, all right, we're gonna keep on going. Okay, it's creamed. I'm sorry. Okay, it's cramped. I got nowhere else to put my. I'm sorry for saying creamed. I meant to say cramped. All right. No, I'm sorry. Okay, it's cramped. I got nowhere else to put my shoe. Second, whatever magic you got should help. And we're here to launch a surprise attack on the skulls. And lastly, I'm Cherry. What? I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint, Cherry. I don't practice healing or attack magic. I practice the magic of logic. I like that line. I love that line. I'm sorry. I love that line. I don't practice healing or attack magic. I practice the magic of logic. I love that line. That's hilarious and awesome. It's just, Alright. I'm the Town Wizard of the Mind. That's awesome. That is actually, to be honest with you, that's pretty cool. We're gonna see where this goes. Alright, the Wizard of the Mind. Melodima's the name. What's your politician? What are you, a politician? Please tell me you're joking. I'm serious. I talk my way out of problems. I only use magic to open doors and make crops larger sometimes. You're kidding. I'm not. 2 hours later. That's a big pumpkin. We may have to enact on our promise soon. As if. Ha ha ha. Avast, ye skulls. This is a bad idea. It's a hoy, not avast. Anyways, we have come to end your reign of terror. Alright, so I guess they're coming out of the back. Like, they're coming out of that thing as a surprise. Okay. What is up with her arm? What's going on? I'm so confused right now. Is this her arm? I'm so confused right now. Like, I'm sorry. This is not... That's... No. Okay, alright, we're gonna talk about it later. Alright. Archers, shoot the trespassers. Into that door! Whoosh! Ha ha ha, you there. Are you the leader? I guess that's wine. Okay, alright, I was right. Okay, that's good. Yes. I am Lord Veneer. Vianar. While I am not the head skull, I am lord of this fort, girly. I assume you two are from the Pumpkin Town. Negotiate! On what terms did you come here? Hostile? No, Lord Vianar. We have come to discuss peaceful terms. Humor me, beast. Dang. Jeez. Like, I mean, okay, alright. I assume when they called her, or called him Goat Boy, that he wasn't actually a goat person. But maybe he is, and if he is, then I don't see that. I just assume that he had, like, a goat attire on. Like, maybe he just had the fur, like he killed a goat and put the fur on him. Like, that's what I assumed, but, if that's not what is actually going on, and he actually is a beast, or if he's an actual person and who's just dressing up, or, whatever, like, the king calling him a beast, that is mean. Like, that is jeez. That is mean. So, kudos to you for making this dude a bad guy. That's pretty cool. We'll get to everything else in a few. Alright. Alright. You showed us your might. Give us our women and children back, and we will pay a tribute and tax. We will follow your rules. If you give them back, our workforce will triple. I ask you for your wisdom. I see you, my lord. Oh, wow. Ba, 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 ba. You wouldn't, bleat. Or bah! Did you hear how? Did you hear how serious he got? A beast muttering to us humans. Ha 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 ha. I have no idea what's going on in this panel. What is going on in this panel? Okay, alright. Don't want to be reasonable. Fine, I'll make you into a solid-looking mess. Alright, I guess she took out her sword. Okay. Try it. And then he hits her. Then they're hitting. Okay, alright. Some action. Oof, man, your stuff is really rough, man. All right. What do you think, Beater? I shouldn't even be here. We're here for your people, and these evildoers took them. If there's any place in the world you should be, you're at it. Any last words? Ugh. Why, yes, I do. That's way too many words. I guess they're talking right here. Maybe they're talking right there. Okay. Alright. This is ridiculous. He's really getting into it. Cherry, are you okay? The goat's forked tongue enchanted even me. Don't think I'll fall victim to Assault Licker's words. Cherry, you're bleeding on me again. Again. Nor to a blonder's blade. Heh. Dull of mind, dull with words as well. Yawn. Oh, another. You dare yawn in my presence? Give up. Yawn. That guy is your leader, as if. And then he tries to attack. Vomp. Or womp. You kick like a horse. You're kidding. Whoa. Oh, okay, alright. He kicked him in the balls. That's what happened. Or she kicked him in the balls. I'm not sure who that person is. But, ow. Alright. You're kidding. Cheap. You win. I yield. Wow, you're good. I beat him. Alright, I'm almost done with this. Yay! Everybody's practicing. The heroes saved the captured women and children, returning them home. They celebrated with a feast of roasted pumpkin and maple juice. The two departed, continuing their journey. Okay. So first off, let me just say, obviously, this is, very, very rough to see. The art style is very, very, very rough because it's very sketchy. That's not necessarily something that you can't use to your advantage. It's just the way you have it right here doesn't make it clear. There are several times also where the background blends in with the art, and it makes it very difficult to see. So, like, I'm, looking at this, and I'm getting confused. Like, you saw me. Like, I got really confused trying to see everything that was going on. So, I would highly recommend looking into either figuring out a way to make all of the random sketches that you have, like, more uniform, so that way they're not impeding on the clarity of what you're actually trying to draw. I would look into trying to figure out a way to do that. I would also I'm not sure if you were doing this from thumbnails, but I would work on doing this through thumbnails. If you do thumbnails first, you will get a lot better just by laying out everything. I talk about this in my 4-step guide, so definitely buy that if you guys want to get some more tips and tricks. I do want to talk about this one panel. I have no idea why this turned around. I'm so confused. You want to stay away from things like that. Confusing the reader is never a good idea. If this was, let's say, published, anywhere, that may or may not work for you. Like, it might just pull them out entirely. Unless they understand why that's being turned around. Like, I had no idea. But, just food for thought. Another thing, when you're working your speech bubbles, again, if you do thumbnails, you can, lay out all your speech bubbles a lot easier. But, you also, can figure out exactly what should be inside of each speech bubble. You want to stay away from, text, paragraph text like this inside of each speech bubble, because it can, make the task of reading that page daunting for the reader, and you want to just make everything fun and enjoyable. So keep all those things in mind. I think if you keep on drawing, I would stick to doing short stories. This is a pretty long story because I assume this is gonna be a continuation. Is gonna have a lot of other stories attached to this. And if that's the case, I would either shorten all of those stories to being maybe 5 to 10 pages long, or I would come up with different short stories, so that way you can practice your skills of creating characters, character design, the layout of every page, and all of that other stuff. And while you do that, the more you do that, the better you're gonna get. Again, I see some potential. All of the attention that you put into creating an eyeball or a facial expression, I would put that attention into the anatomy of the person, the hair of the person, the actual, maybe have more spot blacks as opposed to just having a lot of these, cross hatchings. I would just, put all of that attention into everything that you do on the page as opposed to just the eye. Because if you can, focus everything onto the entire page, you will see a dramatic change. So, food for thought. But that was Savors of Pumpkin Town. You guys can read that and everything else he has. This is legendary. This is Cole Chamber. You can read everything from them and check out their Instagram using the the links in the description below. Go check that out. Definitely go. Show some. Show them some love. Give them a thumbs up. Write a comment saying, hey, I saw this, on the YouTube, live or whatever. But, just, show them some support. Because, the more support you have, even if you guys have critiques as well, don't dog anybody, don't do that. That's not good. But, definitely if you have other critiques as well, put them in the comments, let them know so that way, they can know what their reader base is also hearing, so that way they can learn from you guys as well. But food for thought. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Please, like this video if you did. I'm about to go to the next comic right here, but before I do that, I'm gonna read these comments. So let's do this. Let me go back up. Can you really? Okay. All right, cool. Let's do it. Spider the Lagman said, "What's poppin'? What's going on, man?" Spider the Lagman, for everybody that hasn't, seen the previous videos that have, come up, he did the Cart Wrangler. That was a pretty awesome comic. Definitely go check that video out if you haven't seen it already. I have a bit of trouble drawing women. LOL. Yeah, man. I get it. It's a lot of practice. Hold on. A lot of practice. I would also say, I've said this to a lot of people, but if you look at Just Sketch Me, justsketch.me, you can see, some 3D models, and, that might help you. I would look at a lot of reference. By drawing it constantly, you'll, figure out a way that, fits your style, and that way you'll get a lot better. But, hey, how much did I miss? Malik Rivers, you missed the first comic if you just came in right now. But if you didn't, then, you saw like maybe half of it. I have no idea, when you wrote that. But hopefully you're enjoying everything that's going on right now. If you are, please, everybody in there, it looks like there's 18 people watching. Please put a like on this video. There's only 7 likes. Please put a like. That would really, put it up. I'm going to say this one more time when I, start the next comic, but just, please do that right now. That'd be great. Anyway, Rubric Diamond says, I drew these traditionally, scanned them, add text digitally, and add some airbrush. Oh, yes. Okay. All right, cool. I made that panel upside down to portray Jack's feeling of taking in front of a crowd, talking in front of a crowd, but I see how it is confusing. It's great to get feedback on this. I appreciate it. I'm trying to make a one-shot comic every month. First off, Rubric Diamond, I think that is a great idea. If you're trying to create one-shot a month, I am going to plug my 4-step guide right now, for everybody out there that wants to do that. I think that is a good idea because I actually lay out exactly like time management, how I'm able, right now, I've slowed down my production on the pages because I'm currently working on volume 4 of Hammer. I'm actually almost done. If I count the pages that I had to do for volume 4 of Hammer, then that's 108 pages that you will add to the already 124 pages that I've drawn from scratch from the beginning of this year to now. But I don't count the 108 pages of Volume 4 because I didn't draw those from scratch like I did the other 124 pages that I did. Like, the 108 pages were already, like, semi-drawn. Like, maybe the background and the people were already drawn, like, towards the end of 2022 when I was trying to finish up everything leading into this year. But, from the beginning of this year to now, I've done 124 pages, which is, like, the majority of the Rick and Morty Project manga that's going to be coming out when Volume 4 of Hammer comes out. It's also, like, 2 chapters of, Hammer. The chapter that came out 2 months ago in January, and the chapter that comes out this month, which I'm super excited for you guys to read. So, definitely keep an eye out for the Saturday AM issue that's going to be coming out. But, yeah, I've been, I have a lot of tips and tricks inside of this book, and I think it would help out, everybody that's, wanting to learn a little bit more about, like, how to, like, manage their time on drawing comics and, how to do it quick enough to where it still matches, like, your time schedule, but it also, hold you accountable to, like, finishing up what you need to, actually do. So yeah, definitely go check that out. But, Rubric Diamond, yes, I think that is definitely a good idea, to do a lot of short stories, because it, it'll push you to get a lot better at, just drawing stories in general. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me turn off these real quick. Another thing, when it comes to the speech bubbles, I get what you're saying in terms of, like, doing everything traditionally. This is why I always advocate for people to do comics digitally, because if you're drawing them just for yourself and just for fun, I think it works better to do it traditionally. But if you're trying to make it professional looking, or if you're trying to put it out there for people to consume, and you're not maybe as confident as you think that you should be traditionally, or, unless you're like, I don't know, you have to be really good to do it traditionally and everything works out perfectly for you. But, I mean, if you're not that good, doing it digitally makes it a lot easier on you, because you can change things, you can, edit things, you can go back and, add things, and it's just a lot easier in general. So I highly recommend doing comics digitally, so that way you can avoid, certain, mistakes and certain things like, adding the text afterwards, and it looking awkward. So yeah, just food for thought. But anyway, again, I'm about to start this next comic, so, yeah. For everybody out there, thank you for watching this video. Please put a like if you haven't already done so. We're about to get into this next comic. This is from the legendary Mojo. This is Nolan Rivers. His comic is Guerdon Virus. We're going to check out Chapter 5, I guess. I guess this is the most recent comic. Again, for everybody out there that's going to be sending me comics, you can do so by following me on either Instagram or Twitter, and DMing me a link. And, if you, for in this instance, when it comes to, legendary Mojo's comic, or Mojo, maybe it's not Mojo, or maybe Mojo, I don't know. Anyway, in this instance, I'm going to pick the most recent comic that you've done, so that way I can give you a critique on your most recent work, unless you specify otherwise in your DM. So, just keep that in mind. But yeah, if you want to, have me have, a live where I read your comic, please, just send me a DM. If you want me to read your comic and give you some feedback, that's, private, then, we have the consultations. I talked about that in the earlier video, but, if you check out my link tree, you can see the consultation, and all of that. Or you can buy the, 4-step guide. That might help you. But we're going to get into this. This is Legendary Mojo, or Legendary Mojo. We're going to look at your art style. What I get right now is kind of like a 90s type vibe. But it's not complete. What do I mean by that? I mean, there's glaring mistakes, but they're minute enough to where if you're not looking for them, or if you're not trained to see them, you won't see them. Otherwise, everything looks great. Like, for instance, this particular picture, I think looks pretty decent. There are some things that, could be a lot better. But, I mean, for the most part, this looks pretty awesome. I like that it's a poster, the art style. Like, for instance, if I had to, comment on, trying to make this look better, I would say, his anatomy looks kind of off, like his face and stuff. The hair looks kind of, like, very stiff. Again, that could be chopped up to style, but, I would say, the colors, however, work very well. I think that, brings out a certain feel for this side in particular. But for the other side, I think it also works as well. Her anatomy looks kind of off. I know that this is like his arm, but it makes it look like it's her waist right here. And that's like, I don't know, it just makes it look too skinny. Like, that's just me, like, just looking at it. But I mean, there are certain things that you could do to make this look not like that at all. Things that could make this look a lot better would be, maybe changing the angle on certain, people. Like for him, like maybe push the camera up to, make his pose look a lot more epic. This cape, for example, I didn't even know this was a cape until I look at it, like, actually clearly. But, like, this cape could have been, like, flowing in the wind, and maybe these people should have been under his cape, and these people could have been over. Like, there's several things that could have been done to make this image look a lot better. But overall, it looks okay. I mean, it's just, as you get better at drawing, you'll figure out certain things that make, things look better in your style. Maybe, I don't know. It's just a matter of, like, trying different things. But again, I mean, your style shows that you have, definitely something that, you're going for. I think you'll get better as time goes on, but, right now, my advice would be to just branch out and try to get better at anatomy. That's, that would definitely help out. But we're going to get to your comic. This is Guerdon Virus, story by Nolan Rivers, art by Nolan Rivers. This is chapter 5, but it says 2 right here, so I guess this is volume 2, but I'm not really sure. Alright, Guerdon Virus. Alright, so just like the last comic in the last video, like I said, I'm going to be chopping these videos up. I'm going to read this entire thing. Oh man, looks like it's going to be pretty long. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to read this entire thing, and then I'm going to stop. And I'm getting pretty excited. I saw a few things, so hey, maybe this is better than I think it's gonna be. We'll see what happens. But I'm gonna read the entire thing. I'll stop and talk about a few things that I see. But I'm gonna give a lot of my advice towards the end, so that way we can just keep on this going. It's 4:56 right now, so I have another hour roughly. So yeah, let's get to this. Guerdon Virus, story and art by Nolan Rivers. The falsifier has arrived. Glimpse of hope. If you guys want to check out this comic, you can do so in the description below, by the way. I'm not sure if his arm or his leg is broken, but it looks broken, so I would work on that with anatomy. Excuse me. Okay. Alright, so this is what we saw in Instagram. Jeyodin! What happened? Oh, that looks cool. Ding! Wham! Please don't hurt me! I didn't do anything! Eek! Tell me, where's Adam? Damn, is she cold? Is she like... Is gravity like... Holy crap! Okay, I just want to say... for everybody out there that, wants to draw women, look at reference, maybe get a model, don't just draw things that you think are correct. This is actually something that, my brother and my mentor a long time ago told me, in so many words. It didn't tell me this exactly, but, it just looked really weird whenever I would draw a woman and her boobs were, like, floating. I'm not sure if that's exactly what you're going for, and if it is, then kudos to you. But I mean, like they just look like you're like, you know what? This is what this comic needs, and it's never what the comic needs. Like fan service. I mean, in my opinion, I think fan service, has its place. I think that it can definitely make certain scenes for certain comics better. But I mean, to be honest with you, if you rely on that, it never is. In my opinion, I don't think it's something that people like to talk about if they like it. And what I mean by that is, they might look at it as a guilty pleasure, maybe. If you do it right, potentially. But I mean, I don't think that they'll like tell their friends, like, "Hey, man, did you check out Ecchi Piece instead of One Piece? It's Ecchi Piece or whatever." Like in I don't know, chapter 1000 when Luffy becomes the boob god, like like that's it's ridiculous. But like my point is that like you never I personally I don't think that that's something that you should strive for. So if you ever do have fan service or any type of fan service or any type of something that like it's supposed to be like that, I would just one, try to make it look correct, and two, be tasteful. Because again, you also don't know exactly who's going to look at this. Maybe there's some kid in the future that looks at this and picks it up and they're like, "Oh wow, this is cool." And I personally just want to inspire everybody, and I would hope that other people would also want to inspire the future generation and other children around the world, so that way they can create other things that continuously inspire more and more generations. I think that's probably the best route to go. Again, not to say that ecchi things can't inspire certain types of people, but I mean, I'm just saying that I don't think that's what you should go for, because that's not necessarily what universally is accepted for I don't know, kids that would look at this, I guess. So I don't know. That's just my take, but I don't know. We're gonna keep on going. Get the boobs right if you're gonna do that, though. Because that's just wow. He went looking for you. He's gone. Please let me go. Hello, Jeyodin, Katie. Oh wow. Okay, that's a man. Hello, Jeyodin, Katie. Oof. Adam, it's you. Oh, thank God you're here. Katie, go inside. This area might get dangerous. Okay. I like the tone. It sets the mood. I like that a lot. If your anatomy was good, man, oh man, you would just be so much better. Just focus on anatomy. You would be so much better. I like you understand the cinematic angles to take. Just the anatomy brings it out, because her neck is just what is going on? It brings the reader out. So work on anatomy. She runs away. Okay. All right. This reminds me of a manga that I read a long time ago. And then it starts raining instantly. Oh my God. Jeez. Lead up to the rain. I mean, I like this one panel. I think it should have been bigger. Maybe you should have had another panel right here, or maybe two panels right here, where a little bit of rain, and then a little bit more rain, and then a lot of rain, and then you see a lot of rain right there. That probably would have been better. But yeah, it's just instant. Jeez, this does look cool though. I will admit. What happened to you? That aura, your appearance, that 8-pack. Holy crap, man! You just blinked and it just came out of nowhere. It's ridiculous. The virus is taking control of your emotions. Nice. I also noticed Owen on the ground, not responding. What did you do to Owen? Answer me! I didn't do anything. He was attacking me, so I attacked back. What? Then what about Katie? Why was she in the sky? Probably was sleepwalking. You're lying! I'm lying? I'm lying? You've been lying to me my entire life? I have no idea what's happening in this comic, but, for everybody out there that likes spoilers, this is a spoiler, obviously. Please go check out the comic, because there's a lot of emotion going on right now. It doesn't feel good being lied to now, doesn't it? Jeyodin, I had to do it. It was for your own safety and the others. So now, you're saying I'm dangerous? Lying sure didn't stop me now, didn't it? Wait, I'm sorry. Grammar, guys, grammar. Lying sure didn't stop me now, didn't it? Answer me this truthfully. At least then. Was I really born on this planet? Dude, okay, alright. First off, you have no nose, no ears. I mean, like, it doesn't look like you were born on that planet. Like, I mean, look around you. Answer that yourself. Alright. Well! Giggle. I'm really not from this planet, huh? No worries, Adam. My life was an entire lie, so I want to return the favor. This seems familiar. Here's a syringe. Things just got dark, everybody. Seems familiar. It's the cure for the virus. This is a cool picture. I like this page. There's obviously a lot of things you could have did to make this look better. The jacket in particular, I don't know how his jacket works that way. I mean, his neck is extremely thick. I mean, okay, so this is what I say about, just taking your time, working on, everything, because it looks really cool. I guess this isn't his neck looking really thick. Like, this is behind, and it's part of his jacket. But the jacket is, like, super thick, or super thin, or, like, very sharp right there. Like, it looks right enough, but if you keep on looking at it, there's always something that pops up that's like, that's rough, that's really strange, and like, there are certain art styles that I think you can do that with, where everything blends in to where it looks correct because it's that type of art style. Like, it's drawn that way because it's always been drawn that way, or this is what it just looks like in this art style. But then there's things that just look wrong, things that just look off, like the floating boobs, this dude's hairstyle. Like, holy crap, man, how many bangs? Like, that's like, the sharpness of this jacket. Like, I love this image. This image looks so epic and so cool. Like, you instantly feel like the pressure of, like, him figuring out, like, hey, it's the cure for the virus. Like, this is really cool. But, like, just things look off because the more you look at it, like, the more things, like, come up. So, I'm just saying. I mean, not only that, but also, like, you can see, like, the water behind him. I mean, like, perspective. Like, whatever. All right, we're gonna keep on going. All right. How'd you get that? Oh, I just bought it from someone on the street. But I don't need it. Seems pretty useless to me. Maybe I'll just destroy it. Jeyodin, please, don't do it. Why? What do you need it for? For what? Yourself? Oh, I see. It's for your dead parents. You talked with Hypo about how a cure will most likely bring your little mommy back, huh? I'll talk to you later, Hypo. Jeyodin, no, that's not the reason. It's because... Oh, crash! This should have been so much more epic. You should have... I'll talk about it in a few. Okay, alright, hold on. Because you're a liar! What about my parents? Where are they, Adam? Where are they? Takes out his tooth. Oh, man. Oof. Promise I don't have the answer to that. But starting a fight with me won't give you the answer. Won't give you an answer. I don't know. Wait. But starting a fight with me won't give you an answer. I don't know. Fine. Then keep lying. I'll just beat the answer out of you. There's a bunch of air and wind. Now he's... Take this! And then he's like... And he goes for a punch. Grab. And now he's throwing him. And now he has smoke. And he's like... Pow! It hits him. And then hits the ground. Ow. That looks painful. That looks very painful. Ow! His blood just like, ow, that looks painful. Why won't you use those lightning powers of yours, huh? I don't want to hurt you. Wow. So you'd rather hurt me mentally instead. Pow! Oof! You can feel that punch. Oof. Bam! Thunk! Expeditious blows. Wonk. I like this. I like this bloodbath. This is oof, man. There's some things that you should do to make this better. I'm gonna talk about it in a few, but oof, man. All right, if I were to use my powers, one lightning discharge will likely kill him. That and he's too fast. Are those portals? Okay, portals. Which one is? Nice. That could have been better as well, but I get what you're going for. All right, cool. All right, thump. Oh no, Adam! Earth is just not for me, Adam. All these years of untold truths about me, I don't dare to withstand it any longer. I found a place I can have a chance of fitting in, and I'm taking this cure with me. Goodbye forever, Adam. Jeyodin. Adam Langford, Red Flanta survivor, age 18, height 5'10", level 1, powers lightning discharge, softy, kind-hearted. Description: the only survivor of the Red Flanta incident that started the virus to spread. During the funeral of his parents, a spark of emotion ignited within Adam, activating his virus. Upon the activation, he accidentally wiped out his entire family who were at the funeral. After this, he vowed to find a cure and to never use his powers to hurt anyone he's close to again. All right. And check out his Patreon. All right, so we're going to go back and forth. First off, let me just say, overall, I liked it. I think, overall, it was a pretty decent, chapter. Obviously, it's a part of an entire series that you're working on. This is chapter 5. I feel like had I read other chapters, I probably would have, felt a little bit more of a connection to the characters. But, what you did, it worked. There are a few things, that you definitely need to work on. Anatomy, perspective, the certain backgrounds. One thing that I think would have definitely helped would have been an establishing shot. For instance, this particular page is very epic because it has one really long panel like that and one really long panel right next to it. What would have made this better is having one panel right above it where it's just both of them and you show the background and them in relation to the background to each other. Just establishing where these people are to each other. There's some other things that would have worked. I think the toning work that you've done as well is pretty nice. A lot of gradients. I know how not difficult, but how much time it takes, time consuming to do all that, so very cool. I like also the sound effects that you have. I feel like you probably could have did a lot better with them, but, you're learning a lot. It seems, I personally, I like drawing my sound effects, just because it gives a little more personality. One, two, I can have those sound effects actually also be a part of the artwork inside of the page. I can make certain things like pop out a little bit more. I like this panel. I think this is really cool. You had a lot of really cool scenes and a lot of cool moments, but there's just a lot of things that that are just like kind of off, that make things look very strange. Like, for instance, this right here. Like, I can tell by looking at this that she's laying down on the ground, but if you don't see those legs, it just kind of looks like her bust, like from the bust up, her just like standing, and this background, this perspective is like, it's very, very off. Like, more things could be happening in that background to coincide with the trees. Maybe have like hills or some grass or some bushes, or a fence. You already have fences right there, or just something. Maybe like some ditches. I would highly recommend looking at your own backyard and like maybe just drawing it constantly, figuring out certain things to make that better. But yeah, I think overall you did a pretty decent job of creating the atmosphere for this comic. I think it's definitely an epic scene. And like I said, had I read more of this comic, I probably would know more about what's going on. But yeah, I think you did a good job. There's some things that definitely need some work, but you did a pretty decent job. What I would say about the fight scene, I would pull out a lot more with the camera. Show them in relation to the background. Show this actual, like hit. Change the angle. Actually like make it more epic. That's definitely something. The scene could have looked so much cooler. You could really like have speed lines and like showing that the motion of like the character flying through the rain, hitting the rocks and the background and stuff. Like there are just certain choices that you could have made to make the scenes look a lot better. However, what you've done is just by looking at it, you've taken the easy route of creating the atmosphere that you want. The atmosphere that you want, I think you did a good job. But the easy route is there's a bunch of mid shots. There's a bunch of, still shots of just them, even like this, for example. This is like, very cool, but you could have shown more of like the background or like a different angle of this entire scene, show their entire body, again, in relationship to the background. The speed lines, I think there's ways to incorporate that with the background. Like, for instance, right here, like he's throwing him into the sky. The only reason why I know that is because you see him like, zip behind him right here. This could have looked a lot better had you pulled out and showed them in the sky, or showed this dude flipping through the sky continuously, and then showing him like have like those zip lines from Dragon Ball Z, like those lines. Maybe having that there would have been something to indicate. Just adding another panel to showing that would have been cool. I would not have had his leg or his foot pop out of this panel. That looks very strange. And if that's not his leg or his foot, whatever that is, it needs to go, because it's very strange. If you were going to do that, you should have did it a lot differently. But again, overall, I think, this is definitely a pretty decent comic. For everybody out there that wants to check out this comic, please do so. You can do so by checking out the links in the description below. That was the legendary Moho and that was the Guerdon virus comic. I'm going to read these comments real quick, and then we're going to go to the next comic. All right. No, sorry. Sorry. Okay, all right. Legendary Moho, he says, I get what you meant by the gravity on women breast. I still need to study that. Dang, she got a big personality. Hey, everyone. Okay, so first off, yes, Legendary Moho, you do need to study that. I think a lot of people need to study that. I think I've gotten a lot better at it. I don't think I'm a master at drawing. I just think that I am a master at my own style, and I know, what works and what doesn't work. So I think that, when everybody figures out their own style, they will also figure out exactly what works and what doesn't work. But by doing that, you study real life. Study, certain, 3D models, like I said, the Just Sketch Me's and, all that. I think that would definitely help, or at least be a starting guide to, help you out. Spider the Lagman, yes, she does have a big personality. I thought it was hilarious that Grimheim is just like, hi everybody. Like, I'm right here. Grimheim is a female artist in Germany. She is awesome. She is doing a series called Grimheim inside of Saturday Brunch. So highly recommend it. Go check it out. Thank you for, checking this stream out. Everybody that's watching this, thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. My dogs right now are barking, so I'm trying not to wake them up. I gotta walk them for about 2 hours after the stream. So I got like 40 minutes left. We're about to go into the next comic, but it looks like there was one more comment. Thanks for the feedback. I definitely continue to improve. Yes, for everybody out there that wants to improve, hopefully you're, learning from everybody else's mistakes. If you have a comic that you want me to, check out, please send me a comic via DM on Twitter or Instagram. Follow me and, send me a DM so that way I can, read your comic. I do this show every Friday at between 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I usually read 3 comics and, I give my feedback. If you want, however, a private lesson, then, there's consultations. I have the links in the description below. Just go to my link tree and, you guys can check that out. This is the last comic. This is from Andre. This is, his, Instagram handle is zkingdre. So first off, I just want to say zkingdre. I'm not sure if you intend on being in Summer of Manga, but for everybody that does intend on being in Summer of Manga, this is a huge no-no. Do not do this. Try to create a different Instagram that has just your artwork. And the reason why is because, having your personal account, it's okay, do your thing, yeah. But, it kind of bogs down, like, the message that you're trying to send, which is, hey, I'm an artist, here's my artwork. I like these sketches that you have right here. I feel like if there was more of these incorporated throughout everything, it would have been better. Maybe if you had reels that had you drawing it, that might be a little bit more acceptable, because it still has, like, it's a theme of you drawing something. But, like, as an artist, like, if you're trying to actually, like, let people know, hey, I'm an artist, like, this is what I do, try to have, more art on your page. If you are trying to be in Summer of Manga, that's definitely one thing that will disqualify you. If you send us a portfolio and your portfolio is an Instagram and your Instagram has nothing but pictures of you and your family, we're not going to keep on looking at it. There might be a link that goes to your comic, and maybe your comic is amazing. It would have to be immaculate for us to be like, okay, well, this is cool, and then we'll probably give you feedback, which is everything I'm saying right now. But, try not to do that. Just try to, be on your best foot. Show your artwork on your Instagram page. So that's the first thing that I would say. Looking, however, at these sketches, it looks like you have, definitely a certain style that you're going for. It's kind of like a mixture. Kind of reminds me of, It's Bunkles, Dragon Ball Z, and like a very, very old juvenile, like high school type style, which isn't like, I'm not trying to rag on anybody when I say that, but like it's just, this is what it's coming off as. And what I would say to that is, if you keep on doing what you do, it's the same thing that I say to everybody. If you keep on drawing, you're going to get better. There's clearly something there. I mean, it seems that you haven't really drawn anything recently, so I would keep on drawing something. But I mean, this is your comic Mizuchi, so we're gonna check that out. This is from March 20th, which came out 4 days ago. This is Not Alone, Chapter 4. You guys can check out Chapter 1, 2, and 3 on. Oh wow, let me go back. You can check out all 4 of the chapters in the description below. So we're going to see, what your art style looks like. Again, I would say to everybody out there that, wants to put their best foot forward, have artwork on your Instagram so that way we know, hey, this is what we're getting into. So let's do it. Chapter 4, Not Alone. I'm going to read everything, and then I'm going to talk about it afterwards. I might stop and, say some things, to highlight a certain part or not, but let's get to it. By the way, please like this video if you haven't already. I appreciate every like that I get. That helps out with the algorithm and making this go out to everybody. Also, if you guys have a question or any burning, like anything you want me to answer, please put it inside the chat. After I read this comic, I'm gonna make a little bit more announcements. Just recap on everything, and then I'm going to be ending the chat. Only got about 30 more minutes left. 2 hours Zooms. I'm telling you, man. Jeez. But, please, put that in there so that way I can answer that right after I read this. So, yeah, And also, if you guys, just want to, have a suggestion, like, hey, this is what I want to see in the next chat or, whatever, then, let me know because I'm trying to make these chats a little bit better. But, yeah, let's go into this. Alright, X-Clan, I have no clue what you're talking about. But one wrong move, and I'm sure your brains to paint the streets. Now, where's my... Oh, wait. Hold on for 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. My dog is barking, so I'm gonna, put this on hold for a minute and let her go potty real quick, and that way I can be done. So give me 1 second, okay? All right. Awesome sauce. Let me turn that off. All right. I am back. I am sorry. My dog was barking, and that was getting kind of distracting. So I wanted to stop this real quick and get back into it. So let's do this. This is the last comic, Mizuchi. This is from King Z Kingdre. So we're going to get into this. Chapter 4, Not Alone. You guys can see his Instagram, and also, you can read this comic. If this is chapter 4, you can read all 4 chapters using the links down below. So we're going to get into this. Chapter 4, Not Alone. X-Clan, I have no clue what you're talking about, but one wrong move, and I'm using your brains to paint the streets. Now, where is my sister? Sin. Whew, excuse me. You saw that, right? He's an X-Clan member. Andy. Bailey. I have no idea what's going on. I assume, had I read the first 3 chapters, I probably would understand. So, for everybody out there that wants to understand, please, just, read it from the beginning. But, I do have advice. So, I'll be giving that at the end after I read everything. So, let's get into it. I don't enjoy repeating myself. Where's my sister? Sister, I have no clue what you're talking about. He looks nothing like the lower ranks of X-Clan. You remember X-Clan's secret assassin? They're strongest. That's absurd. He never showcased a water element. Why? He never showcased an element at all, but perhaps I'm reaching. What's wrong? You scared now? Speak up, pussy. Don't hear you. Sin, help. Fumi, go. Fumi, go. Sin. Fumi, go. What's wrong? You scared? What? Think. I'm not done with you! Bam! Bam! Alright, so first off, let me just say, I feel somewhat underwhelmed, which is maybe because of the format of webtoons, or maybe because of how it's being utilized, but it's not necessarily like looking as epic as it could look. It definitely, I think, is because of you not utilizing the formula of webtoons as well. If this is supposed to be on webtoons, it should look like a webtoons comic. And webtoons comics are scroll down, so utilizing everything with that scroll down feature is what would make this comic look a lot better. But if this is supposed to be a flip comic, then there's still certain things that probably would have looked a lot better. So we're gonna finish it up, but so far I'm somewhat underwhelmed just because of how it's being laid out. So I'll say that. Also, it's kind of also like some parts are confusing, some parts aren't, but I'll get into that few. Dude, where did that scream come from? I hope I'm not too late. Bump. Miguel! I guess $25 or $50, I guess. You still owed me $45. Still doesn't even count how much your brother still owes me. Cheap bastards. Uck you. I'm not gonna curse, but I'll censor myself. So, uck you. Alright, I'll say that. Was someone just there? Scratch. Blah. For everybody out there, that wants to put curse words and other stuff like that inside of your comic, I feel like there's a way to do it to where it's like tasteful. I would definitely try to stay in that lane, so that way, whenever there are curse words or anything that's supposed to make it seem a little bit more mature, it actually aligns with the story as opposed to it just being there. Because if it's just there, it just looks really juvenile and annoying for whoever has to read it, because maybe they don't want to actually, like me, curse at the moment. So I would just point that out for everybody out there. Hold on, kid. Let me ask you a question. In return, I'll tell you about your sister. Won't matter. I'll kill you right after. Shoot. Do you have any memories of when you were younger? Anything before 10 years old? Not a thing. Kill him. Say less. You done now? You done? Now this is the last time I'm gonna ask you, uckers. Where is Kari? Fujita? You would like to know, huh? I'm the one asking the questions now, to be continued. What? I thought this was an ad. Okay, alright. So, first off, let me say that, everything that I was saying about, the format of how it was actually coming out, or being laid out, it's pretty underwhelming. I would look... Oh, man, I really wish... I need to look up that comic and find out exactly what is it called. I would look at a lot of different successful webcomics and figure out exactly how they use their layouts. If you somehow want to put this out on Webtoons, but have the option of making it like a print book, like Lore Olympus or Space Boys, for example, or Space Boy. I would look at those comics on Webtoons and figure out exactly how they did what they did, how they laid out everything, how they made their panels look. So that way you can do that for your comic as well. Because to be honest with you, the fact that the layout of it all is so jarring and so strange to get used to, I mean, that in and of itself is different than what the platform is offering you. The platform is offering you a different route of creating this comic and how it's supposed to look. But what you're doing is creating it like a normal comic book. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just, it's already kind of off because of that. So when I did Hammer, for example, you probably can't see these pages anymore because I took them down a long time ago. But when I did Hammer, everything, I reformatted it for the actual format. So when you scroll down, it looks like you were looking at a chapter, that panel, was actually, the entire, thing. I don't know how to explain that. But, there's a way to do it. And what this isn't it. So I'm sorry. I will say I like the colors. I like this, turquoise, bluish color. I like that a lot. I think that's really cool. I know there's a creator named Popsule Fall. He does Oblivion Rouge, and there are a numerous amount of small color accents basically throughout the pages, throughout that entire volume, and every chapter that he does. So I think doing that is really cool. So I like that. That's a really awesome aesthetic look. I would definitely, like I say to everybody, look at anatomy and backgrounds. That definitely will help out. Your tones, some of them are a little bit too dark, and for instance this mask, that mask, I assume it's supposed to look really dark, but it just looks so dark that the other detail that you've drawn under it, the blacks, it's very difficult to see it. You have to strain your eyes. So I would try to figure out a way to make it look better. Same thing with this. I'm not sure if you're laying out your pages through thumbnails, but by doing that you can lay out exactly how you want this character to come out of this panel to make it look as epic as you envision it in your head. Because right here, it just looks like it got cut off. It looks like you were trying to go for something, but it just didn't work. So, I mean, and there's a lot of panels like that I think you would have benefited from had you, done thumbnails. Maybe 2 or 3 drafts worth of thumbnails. That's not to say that, as you get better, you'll learn how to do thumbnails, in 1 draft and you'll be okay. But, I mean, I think starting out, doing more than 1 draft of thumbnails allows you to draw different angles for different, panels, allows you to draw different layouts, allows you to place every speech bubble where you want them to be so that way no one's confused when they're reading it. It allows you to do a lot of stuff. So, I mean, I think that, that would definitely help out. I also, another thing, I assume actually, I don't have to assume. I know from, looking at your Instagram that you're black. So I would try to create something that doesn't seem like you're trying to be Japanese. And I don't think this is trying to be Japanese, but like there are certain things like when you say Fumiko or Sin, and these are all main characters, and like you have to say those constantly. Like I'm not sure exactly what their names are. Like Miguel. Like I like that's cool. Like it's a little bit more down to earth, and it's a little bit more understandable for the fan base that I think you'll be reaching out to, because I think that if you make it like really cringy, or if you're trying to do something that you're not, like it just stands out as this is not authentic. It's not really going to be relatable. It makes it very difficult for you as a comic book artist to stand out in a way that's going to actually genuinely get somebody interested in your comic as well. So I would try to be a little bit more authentic with whatever story you're trying to tell. And what I mean by that is... So I have an example. Like there's several different stories that I want to work on, that I have worked on, that I intend on working on in the future, and all that. And some of them are a lot more different than Hammer and all that. Hammer is purely fantasy. It's something that I came up with. It's a daydream that's I'm very happy and very lucky to be able to tell. And if anybody here has read Hammer, like that. Everybody's names are not like, they're not Japanese like sounding names. It's not like he's in Japan. It's nothing like that in any way, shape, or form. Like, it's strictly fantasy. Every character, every environments, everything is like, it might be based off of something. Maybe I'll have, I'll pull some inspiration from here or there. But I mean, for the most part, like it's all, made up. Doing something like that is sometimes easier, but whenever you base your comic off of something in real life, or something that like you've actually experienced, or something that through and through, and then you add fantasy elements to it, that's when you strike gold, and that's when you create something that's super easy to create. You don't have to think hard about it. You can make epic scenes epic because, you had an epic scene in your past. There was something that I read a long time ago. Did I read it or did I watch it? I probably watched it. Like I remember. It was from Film Courage. This is actually a video interview that I watched. If you guys have not checked out Film Courage is this YouTube channel that has like screenwriters and directors and playwrights, like people that like write movies and TVs and stuff. They go on and they talk about their experience and what they do for creating stories and all that. Very, very helpful for everybody out there that wants to learn about storytelling. I was watching Film Courage, and they said something that really resonated, and I'm trying to place my mind on it again. What was it? Oh man, I'm blanking. Oh man, I'm blanking. I'm sorry. Look, my point in bringing this up is, that's what they're saying. Okay, all right. So the audience, what they want to see is a secret. That's what is, what everybody wants to hear. Like, think about when you're talking to your friends and, you're having, like, I don't know, maybe it's back from when you were younger in high school or whatever, but there was gossip. That secret got around. That's something that people are interested in. that's not to say that you should, spread your business everywhere. Maybe you can, write the characters differently or whatever. But like that same scenario, that secret is what people are paying to look for, inside of different media. This is mainly, I think, for, maybe autobiographies or, maybe certain different types of books, but you can still learn from this, this lesson. If you were to create a fantasy story, like, drafted around a traumatic event in your own life that, was, like, I don't know, you can talk about your own experience through this entire thing. And by doing that, you can, have it be authentic. You can have it hopefully resonate with more people that are, reading it. That's what you want. You want it to be relatable. You want people to actually care about what they're reading. But, I mean, that is definitely something that can help you as a storyteller. So, I mean, that's what I mean by authenticity. That's what I mean by, trying to think of, stories that aren't just, this is my version of X. And again, I'm not sure if that's what you're doing here. There are certain things that, I could probably point out. Like, for instance, this one panel reminded me of the Dora Hedora. I'm not sure if you guys have ever checked that out, but Dora Hedora is a really cool, like, gothy looking anime. But yeah, this panel reminded me of that. But yeah, I mean, again, I feel like if this is a story that you really want to tell, the things that I would work on to make them better, to make it better for you, is anatomy, backgrounds, camera angles, pulling out, showing them in relation to other, backgrounds. Having more backgrounds just in general, because it looks like you just have a bunch of, tones and gradients, which I know takes a long time. So, figure out a way to, do it without as many gradients as well. Rely more on spot blacks. I think that would probably help you out. I like her character design right here. I think this is cool, but I feel like you should pull back a little more and, like, show her and her entire body, like, or his entire body, and, like, all these people's bodies. Like, this is the only time you've actually pulled back, and there's no background. I mean, so there's just a few things that I think, would definitely help you. But it's just a matter of, constantly doing the comic over and over and over again, or doing several different comics over and over and over again, and, learning what works for you and what doesn't work. Last thing I want to say is this one panel right here. This is supposed to be an epic moment. This is the last page of this entire, scene. And this is supposed to be an epic type of fight scene and, or, reveal or whatever. So, I mean, this particular panel should have been very big. It should have been maybe long, taking up this entire thing, or, whatever. But it should have been a lot bigger than that. Or maybe having him, maybe bust out of the panel break, the panel gutters or whatever. Like, just something to make it stand out a lot more. So, I would keep that in mind, figure out whenever there's a cool moment, how can I make this highlight? How can I highlight this and make it, like, stand out a lot more? So keep that in mind. But, yeah, that was, Mizuchi. Let me just back up. Another reason why I was saying, with the Fumiko and, trying to sound Japanese, Mizuchi sounds like you're trying to sound Japanese, but I'm not sure if that is a Japanese word. I'm not sure if it's based off of a Japanese word. I have no idea, but I do know that it sounds very cringy when they look at your Instagram and realize, oh, you're just, you're a black kid. I mean, like, draw. I'm telling you, like, I promise you, like, the stories that I want to draw, like, I feel like I can't really, like, talk as a, as a creator to, like, talk about, like, everything that I've done, because unfortunately Stud isn't black, and I don't have, like, a lot of characters that are main characters that are representative of my culture or my skin tone or anything like that. However, as a mangaka that is black, I can I do it just as good as other mangaka in Japan. So I feel like I can still talk about this. I know that, creating a comic in, a way that you have in your head, or have always had in your head, might be very fun or, interesting or something that you want to do. But breaking free from those ideas and actually creating something that is brand new, original, and, actually speaks to you, which most likely could also speak to other people as well. That's something that is just like really, really awesome. And I feel like if you can figure out what that is, you're going to be fine. So I talk about this actually inside of the 4-step guide. So I highly recommend everybody, go check that out. Yeah, that's about it. This was Mizuchi from Z King Legends. I'm going to, put this on real quick. Hold on. All right. So, that, is just about it. I got like 7 more minutes left, so I'm going to, go through these announcements, and then I'm going to go walk my dogs because they're starting to bark again, and, they've been in their crate for a while. So, first and foremost, thank you, everybody that, just checked out this, entire stream. Please, check out, all of the videos around, these, episodes every Friday. I'm going to be doing this show. If you have a comment that you want me to read live, please, send it to me. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Jeyodin, and you can DM me a link to your comic, and I'll read it on Friday between 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow on Saturday AM's website, keep an eye out for the special March Art Madness voting. You guys get to vote for a popular series that you want our series to actually, fight. It's going to be just like a little fan art that, the artist of that series is going to draw. We also have a virtual event that is going to be on Sunday. You can register for that right now. I'll be putting the links in the description, but you can just go to the Saturday AM website, go to the latest news. I think it's like the second thing. It talks about the reimagining manga. That's what the panel is going to be called. You guys can check out all of our books. We have Clock Sharker that came out last month. We have Apple Black Volume 1 and 2. Gun Hill that comes out next month. Apple Black Volume 3 actually comes out in May. We have Yellow Stringer, Massively Multiplayer World of Ghosts, Oblivion Rouge, Titan King, Saigami, and obviously we have Hammer Volume 1 through 3. You can pre-order Volume 4 of both Apple Black and Hammer right now. Keep an eye out for my Rick and Morty manga that comes out when Volume 4 of Hammer comes out. If anybody wants to learn more about, drawing comics or anything, then please, check out that 4-step guide. That definitely, it's 40 pages long, $5, bunch of tips and tricks. It'll, help out anybody. If you guys want to check out the videos that I've been posting, they're horrible videos. I know this. They're not good. I'm a horrible editor. I hope to get better in the future, but, I have a lot more of these videos coming. They're not the best edited videos in the world, but they still have all the information. So, if you guys want to check that out, highly recommend it. What else? We have the Saturday AM issue 156 that should be coming out very soon. So keep an eye out for that. It comes out in the next couple of days. I'm super excited. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I feel like I'm missing one more thing. What was it? I think that's it. That might be it. Do you guys have any questions? Let's see. It's been fun. It's been fun catching the live streams every Friday. Thank you. Well, T Ballin, thank you very much, man. Or woman. I'm not sure exactly what gender you are, but no, I am appreciative of everybody that watches these streams. I'm trying to get better being a host. And having these, on a regular basis. I think these are really fun. And I would like to continue doing them. So if you guys have any comics that you would like me, if you would like me to read your comic, please send them to me, via the DMs. If not, I'll probably just read some old comics of my own. I don't have any comics right now to read for next week, so that might happen next week. We'll see what happens. But if you guys send me a comic, then I might try to read that. But please send them to me. That'd be great. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you again for everybody watching this. Please drop a like. Let everybody know that I'm doing this every Friday. And also that, we have these books out in stores. If you don't buy them in stores, we also have them on Amazon and a bunch of other online retailers. I know in Books A Million, I think that we had a 50% off your second book. So, there's also a lot of sales that go on every other month as well. So, keep that in mind. But again, thank you so much, everybody. I really, really appreciate all of your support. Please, to support me more, please buy this book. Please buy all of our books. Support Saturday AM, so that way, if you want to be in Saturday AM in the future, if you ever want, this to actually succeed, you got to support it. You got to tell your friends to support it, so that way, we can have, everybody know, hey, everything that Saturday AM puts out, will sell. And if that's the case, then, our word means something. And if our word means something, then when you pitch to us and we're like, hey, we like this, this is good, then, that means that you actually are good. You're capable of being on the shelves of Walmart or, Books A Million or Barnes & Noble or Indiegogo or Dymark or 31 countries or being translated inside of Turkish. Like, there's a lot of things that, Saturday AM, stands for. It stands for everybody, and it looks out for the indie creator, the person that, might have gotten looked over. And, that's not to say that, we want people that are, not as good as, My Hero Academia or, One Piece or, all that. But, we do look for the people that give it their all, actually have something that, is interesting, that, may have gotten looked over by somebody else. And, this is, we have a very awesome culture of people from around the world that love, diversity in manga. And I'm very happy to be a part of this group. I'm very, very glad that I am, here in this time, in this day and age. And I'm very appreciative of everybody that, watches all of my streams, all of their streams. Everything that, is in my life right now is... I'm a very lucky person. So, I'm very, very happy, and, I'm very appreciative. But all of that to say is, I want you to buy my book. So please go buy Volume 3 of Hammer. If you haven't already, you can go do so. Thanks again, guys, for watching this. I appreciate it. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. So,